Hey everybody, welcome back to Lettermen Row. It's BuckIQ again. You know, we're finally having a game to break down, and it feels so good. And when Ohio State's passing game is rolling, you know we need Evan Spencer, former Ohio State national champion, NFL wide receiver, to break it down. Evan, thank goodness we have a game, man.
That's what I was saying. I mean, we were chatting offline, and I'm pretty sure that the conversational inventory was getting low. We all made our money's worth, whether it's physical or figurative, with being able to find all the nooks and crannies of the sport we love so much. But I mean, it was definitely good vibes. Everything before the game felt odd, but you know what? Just getting to see the scarlet and gray helmets out there is, there's nothing better to see.
One of those things that we talked about in that long off season was this touted move for Garrett Wilson into the slot, what it could mean, what it would look like, because he was so productive a year ago. And then, man, he just explodes out of the gate. 7 catches, a big touchdown early on. The guy looks like he's going this way, taking off as a real threat for the Buckeyes.
I mean, goodness gracious. He can do just about everything, right? I mean, to see him move into slot and be as productive as he can, or as he was so awesome to see. I mean, we'll get into the nit and gritty here in a bit, but to be able to work with leverage, get mismatches, and, as an offensive coordinator, you want some of your more athletic guys in that position, but, he can do that. He can play Z and X. So, with that and, some of the other guys that we have around on the outside, it's just, mismatches all day. So I'm really excited to watch him continue to grow. And, again, hopefully we have conversations about the record books here soon, because he's got that kind of talent.
Yeah, and it's going to feel so good to say this. Evan Spencer is about to break down Garrett Wilson. Let's roll the tape.
Let's do it.
All right, Evan, this is what people have been waiting for, seeing Garrett Wilson in the slot and just the matchup nightmares that it creates. And Ohio State went to him early, went to him often.
It sure did. And then if we can get back to this play from the top one more time, I want to put an importance on the staircase to his route. That might sound a bit odd, but with Garrett Wilson being able to attack this retreating linebacker right here, it really puts him in a bind. It puts the whole defense in a bind, but definitely as it relates to their responsibilities, because he can attack that defender, slip inside, and then there's going to be one more dropping defender that you'll see. But his ability to find zones, find spaces in zones, and then really break things off right in front of faces in terms of these defenders is really what you want to see. But more than anything, this is route running ability, right? To run guys down, attack their leverage, try to put them in a place, but then work to get open then at the top of your route. I mean, young guy doing it to, an expert end, but, the stair-stepping ability, the ability to run routes here is really impressive.
I think that was just the first example maybe of many of, like, if you're going to wind up with a linebacker on Garrett Wilson, you're going to have a problem.
Totally. And that's the benefit of being in the slot too, is that you'll find these matchups more often than not. If he's playing Z there, it's a lot easier for them to play man coverage, right? And then that stair-step route might be a little bit more challenging because the corner can undercut it and maybe make a play on the ball. When you have him in there, you get that mismatch like I was talking about, and it's just awesome to see. So here's the second play. You'll notice that he starts from a wide split, almost close to that hash. And one thing I want to point out here is, again, the skill and ability to run routes. He doesn't have leverage on the guy that's guarding him right there on, the 22, but he staircases his route a little bit, pushes up vertically up those hashes, and then wins to get leverage, right? As a receiver is playing receiver is just a game of leverage, right? So if you don't have it, get it. And he didn't have it to start here, but his ability to put his foot in the ground at the top of the route, really break across the DB's face and stay on the move is why we have a win here.
Yeah. So, Evan, for somebody like me, and I'm just seeing Ohio State come out formationally, I know you can't go press man in every single situation, but if Garrett Wilson is getting free releases like this, something I picked up from you over the last couple of years, I'm thinking that's a problem for every defense. Like, just run a quick slant a bunch of times and Garrett Wilson's going to destroy people. Am I wrong?
There's no doubt. And I mean, the answers are, well, can we do some version of in and out? How can we build a double team on that slot receiver? But anytime you start having those conversations, you start pulling guys out of the box, or at least their attention out of the box. And we're a darn good running football team as well. So that's why he's so dynamic in that spot. And as we've been able to see, whether it was the stair-stepped route in the first play or in this one, just touching on a little bit of his ability to get leverage. It's exciting stuff to watch this kid play.
Pretty good ball skills, of course. A deflected ball there.
Sure enough. That's focus, man. That's nothing but just watching the stripes of that football come at you and making sure you watch it all the way in your hands.
All right, here you go. You don't have to leave him in just one spot.
No. And this is the versatility too, right? I mean, we started this thing off by talking about his ability to play all the positions at receiver. And here's an example of that, right? You know, I'm not 100% sure what his leverage was at the top, but he still won with speed. He broke his route off across the face, and the quarterback threw an incredible ball here, right? But don't break stride. Go out there, go get the ball, make a play, and, you know, though there's nobody in the fans, celebrate however you want to. But more likely get with your guys and love up your quarterback for the great throw. But, you know, again, receivers about speed and leverage. Here he was able to take advantage of both and touchdown good guys.
You can tell, like, Justin Fields is seeing this right here, Evan.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's a done deal.
In one step, right, it's done.
Because, I mean, at the end of the day, Justin Fields knows if that safety is sitting flat-footed with to any regard, right? I have a receiver out there that's 4-3, whatever you want to call it, right? But if he's sitting flat-foot and my receiver's moving and he wins, it's a touchdown all day long because that guy can't get out of a stationary stance, turn around, and make a play on that football when Garrett Wilson's running full speed.
All right, this is kind of the one that, you know, it was third quarter. He'd obviously already made a couple big plays. This is the one where I was like, whoa, what do you do if you've got Garrett Wilson, you know, and some of these drag concepts that Ryan Day brought in a couple of years ago? You know, KJ Hill made a lot of money off of that, and Garrett Wilson might be the next step there.
Sure enough. And most of those plays that we watched in front, if not all of them, were zone coverage. And here's the first man clip, right? 3rd and 5. The thought here is to try to, you know, create small throwing lanes, right? But at the end of the day, if you get a well-executed play, which we get our tight end to set a perfect stutter pick is what we'll call it, because an actual pick is what we're going to get a flag for. It makes number 8, this DB, step inside just ever so slightly. And again, receiver is a game of speed and leverage. He's got both of them right now. And if you're moving, stay on the moving man, catch the ball, turn up field, and get as much as you can. Again, young kid being able to display so much just natural football IQ. You know, as Buckeye fans, we should feel really happy about his development and what's to come.
Yeah, still a long way to go, but for week 1, obviously Ohio State feels pretty good. A blowout win. Garrett Wilson's thriving in it. Still only game 1 of his sophomore year, so a lot more to go and a lot more chances probably for Evan Spencer to break it down with us on BuckIQ. It feels so good to be back, man. Thanks for joining me.
Sure does.
Great to be back at Lettermen Row. Stay with us for more BuckIQ throughout this season. For Evan Spencer, I'm Austin Ward. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.